Okay, I'll get this 102-inch stainless steel whip I'm using for 10-meter beacon. It's up on this little roof here. I'm going to take it down and I'm going to relocate it to the backyard right about there. I'm going to take it down and put it on a 6-foot grounding rod with a mobile mirror mount. I'll show you how we're going to do that, and I'm going to see if it works any better. For some reason it's not working as well as it used to. Might be some other issues, but I'm going to have to take it down regardless, but I want to relocate it off the roof anyway. So let's get to it. Alright, here's the supplies. Here's the ground rod we're going to use, and we got wire to make some radials, and we got this mirror mount we're going to use. Let's get the antenna down now. Okay, we've been using this triple magnet monster mount with a quick disconnect and a spring on here for the 10-meter beacon. I don't know what, something's gone haywire with it for something, so we're going to take it down and relocate it. Could be the magnet mount, even though this it was working fine for almost a year. And I think this cable doesn't like UV light, and I think it's just starting to deteriorate. So we're going to take it down and relocate it, and then check the visual on it and see what we got. So let's get it down. Upon inspection of this quick disconnect, the inside's got some rust in the bottom, and it shouldn't have been overly too much of a problem, but that could be part of the issue. There's some rust in there, needs to be cleaned out, but we're not going to reuse it. We'll save it for a we'll clean it up and use it on another project. Inspecting this monster mount, the inside threads are perfect, no rust, nothing. Looks in there, looks really good. And they don't know about the cable connection, so I'm gonna have to ohm it out later and check it out. There's a little bit of rust. We can test it up with some paint, but this mount should still be good, so we'll be using that in another project also. Now, I had the two cables connected, and with this barrel, and I see on the inside of the barrel, which is supposed to be gold plated, I can see it's a little corrosion in there, or oxidation on both ends, and this one end is worse than the other, so this could have been another issue why we started having problems. This was taped up pretty well, so even though it was taped up, I guess the Florida humidity and stuff still manages to get in, so we'll probably just try and clean it up and reuse it in another project, or even this one. Okay, let's get the other stuff mounted up. Here's another and further inspection of the whip. The connector with the threads on here are pretty, got some oxidation, so that's going to have to be cleaned up before we reuse it. So this has got to be cleaned before I connect it up. So that probably is a major issue why we started having issues over a year or so. So continue maintenance, if you're going to use the kind of setup, continue maintenance probably every 3 to 6 months should be checked out instead of once a year. So this is probably why we started having issues, obviously. So let's clean this up and get the rest of it mounted. Okay, well, we just stuck it in the ground by hand real quick. We're going to have to pound this thing in and get it in. But that's where it's going to go. That'll be a great, we don't have to worry about grounding it, because that is a ground rod. And let's add the radials to it, and then clean up the whip and get it all mounted up. So it's also a counterpoise in a way. So, all right, let's get it going. All right, there it is. That's the mirror mount on top of a 6-foot ground rod, pounded in all the way down, up, leaving about 8 inches above ground. I'll connect probably 4 radials. We're going to use this on 10 meters with a 102-inch stainless steel whip. As soon as we clean up the threads on the whip, we'll attach the whip to it. So that'll be coming up in a few. Stay tuned. Okay, we got 100 feet of this direct burial ABR Industries basically 240 UF 50 ohm coax. We're just going to run this temporarily, and then if it works out, then we'll bury it. Since it's direct burial, I don't have to worry about running another 1 or 2 inch PVC pipe to the shack here. So I'm just going to run this on top of the ground right now temporarily, just to check it and see if this makes any difference in the visual. We clean up the threads on that whip, and before we put the radials down, just for grins, I want to test it this way. So let's get to it. So we got the cable just running through the door here temporarily. Just got it laid out through the screen door here and through the backyard and running out to the antenna. And we'll get those radials, like I said, hooked up. So that'll be next, and then we'll bury this cable, tidy it up. But that's it for right now. So we're just going straight through the door and into the house. Alright, so this is telling me I got that little 102 inch whip. I got this 10 meter rig. This is the going out. It's about 10 watts out right now, and going through the antenna tuner, and then through the watt meter out to 100 feet of cable out to the to that 102 inch strip. So I got an average of 6 watts according to this is going out peaking. This is CW is peaking about 6 watts forward and about 0.3 watts reflected. So that's a lot better than it was earlier. So we're using this Ranger 555 10 meter rig. So it's visual is a lot lower than it was when the antenna was crappy. So well, it seems to be doing okay. So we'll see. We'll let it run a little bit and see if we get any more people checking in and acknowledging our little beacon on 28.2303. So we'll let it run for an hour or two before we take it down, and I want to try and bury that cable and tidy it up a little bit, and then hopefully I get this thing running full time tomorrow or the next day once I get all the radials put down. I'm sure it might improve with the radials put down. And then this is just with the 102 inch whip on a 6-foot rod, grounding rod, pounded it around with 8 inches above the ground, and I got the coax just laying on a surface, so that's acting as a radial, at least one radial right now. But so far so good. So we'll let it run a while, and then, like I said, we'll revisit it, and then we'll come up with an updated video after that, after everything's completed. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching. Catch you next, and consider subscribing. It's free. Yeah, very few things are free these days. Thanks for watching.